Well done. And that is The Outer Worlds. Very, very intriguing game. So let's do what I haven't done for most games in the past. Let's do a postmortem. So I need to talk about this game because it is a very polarizing game, it seems. Some people think it's too short, some people think it's too long, some people don't necessarily like one thing or another. I'm kind of mixed on this game. It's weird to talk about. It's a beautifully crafted RPG with a very interesting storyline, provided that you take the time to get to know all of your companions and do their quests. And I'm insane, and I did all of their quests that you could do. It took me forever to complete this game. But I really enjoyed the characters. Whether it was the Vicar, he was really cool. His specials were really neat. Was really neat too. The Yoka had a pretty cool storyline with her whole crew, and it's kind of a heartfelt thing there. Pravati was very, very heartwarming, trying to engineer her whole relationship. It cost us so much money to do, but in this game, I felt like one of the things that was really a difficult thing to get a grasp on was that money didn't matter about a third of the way into the game. Once you get off of the Groundbreaker, money doesn't matter anymore because you just have so much of it. And I was picking up and selling so much stuff, and used almost the whole way through the game. I used 1 or 2 sets of armor, used more or less the same guns. I kept finding better guns as I went, but man, top to bottom, it's a very good game. I definitely recommend it. You could play it however you want. There is so much replayability in it. It's unbelievable, the choices you can make. And I made some of them where I made some really bad mistakes and then went back and was like, oh, that was really terrible. It's a game of choice, but it does seem like when you get to maybe the last 20% of the game, which happens a little bit quicker than I had anticipated, those choices seem to be funneling you into 1 or 2 categories. And the only quest that I botched or did not complete that was a full storyline and wasn't like an actual task was the other storyline for the board. And one of my favorite things as I was wrapping up the game was every time I killed a board aligned commander or soldier, my my morale with them would decrease. So it was really nice because I had carried out the mission to basically wipe out an entire population for them, and I was just not down with it. It was super macabre and morose. I didn't like it. So I backed my save. I moved my save backward and went with this path here that you've seen tonight. And I couldn't be happier. It was a good Paragon playthrough. It was nice to make some mistakes and then still kind of come out with a pretty cool ending there, with good story. Not as varied guns as I would like. The mods do help change it up, but very samey on the guns. Nothing too groundbreaking, but a solid RPG in 2019. Holy crap, you can't really beat that, huh? You can't really beat that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for this game. The music is good. The shooting felt really good. The way you could like blind people or maim them. It kind of carried into strategy. The one thing, this is definitely a thing. The one thing I felt like is a crutch the entire game is your companion's special abilities. You could just basically engineer it so that you were popping that thing off so like at least twice per every enemy encounter. And as you got to again the last 20% of the game, the enemies were nuts. This last area that you go through on this playthrough that I was doing was so difficult. It took me so many tries to figure out, hey, I've got to go around a bunch of these dudes and dudettes, because there was no way to kill them. It just didn't have enough damage. I would have had to spec the whole way into that, and that just wasn't a thing. But that's the other thing. The game lets you play how you want to play. You could play with low intelligence, low guns. You don't have to kill anybody in this whole game. You could just go walk right through. It's definitely possible to do a stealth run of it. I did it where I had all the hacking and all that stuff. It was really fun for me to do that because I like getting in all the stuff and seeing with guns and different story, and I really had a good time. It really is a good game with a lot going on, but I can see some of the criticisms where the choices do get a little bit, like flip a coin kind of at the end. But I did all the quests that I could do that seemed relevant. I'm hoping they maybe decide to do a little bit more for this game, but if they don't, that's fine too. I like a game that kind of just, play it again maybe someday in a totally different way and come out with a totally different experience. That sounds like it could be a freaking blast. So we'll let the credits run on this here as we do. Give full respect to the developer here. I think it's actually wrapping up, but I really enjoyed the game. Don't at me. I like the game, so take it for what it is. It was a great time. I'm curious what my playtime was. I think it might have been around 30 or so hours, which seems kind of low for one of these games, but I enjoyed every bit of it. We streamed most of it. It was a really, really good time, for sure. And I 100% recommend it. It's maybe a wait till it goes on sale kind of game. That's coming up with the holidays and all that. So maybe pick it up then. Pick it up then when it's like $30. It's a good $30 game, I would say. $30-$40 game. Or on the one of those Xbox Game Passes, or one of those things. It's everywhere. But yeah, that's the Postmortem. There you go. We put a nice little exclamation point on a great game.